Hei arvoisat Laatuelokuvien ystävät ja tervetuloa Totuus Elokuvasta vlogin pariin. Me käytiin Anteron kanssa tsekkaamassa Sam Firstenbergin ohjaama ja Michael Dudikoffin tähdittämä Avenging Force-leffa. Tämä oli mulle ensimmäinen kerta tämän elokuvan kun näin. Anterolle tämä oli kuinka monessa?
Toinen.
Jumalauta mikä elokuva. Upea elokuva.
Kyllä.
Joo.
Törkeä.
Tämähän on tehty niin kuin vuosi Amerikan linjan jälkeen, eli vähän niin kuin jälkihöyryissä sillä tavalla, että ohjaaja on sama ja kaksi itse asiassa merkittävintä niin kuin näyttelijää ovat pysyneet samana kuin Amerikan linjassa. Vuodelta 1986 ja todellakin Kannon tuotanto, eli ne jotka on nähnyt Kannon leffoja, niin tietää mistä on kyse. Kerrohan katsojille, mistä tää leffa kertoo.
Tää leffa kertoo päättäjistä, jotka on aika pahoja rasisteja. Niin. Ne tekee kaikkea.
Joo, siis tämmösiä tai ei edes korruptoituneita poliitikkoja varsinaisesti, vaan siis niinku, että ne vittu tappaa jengiä ja niinku, niillä on tietty tämmönen niinku white supremacy agenda, jota ne ajaa väkipakolla niinku läpi. Siis oikeesti mä voin niinku kuvitella, että tää on vähän semmonen Trumpin hallinnon niinku esiaste.
Siinä oli niinku nää tyypit esitellään, niin se pääjehu pitää sellaista himmeitä puhetta siinä, että niinku ne tulee tänne ja vie meidän naiset ja niin tohon noin.
Joo, no mut se ei oo ehkä pääasia, mutta joo sitten Michael Dudikoff tosiaan nousee näitä vastaan siinä vaiheessa, kun hänen kaverinsa, jota näyttelee, mikä tää nyt oli, Steve James, joka pyrkii siis senaattiin. Ja sitten kun hänen perhettään kohtaan niin kun hyökätään, niin Michael Dudikoff nousee vastaan ja alkaa paukuttaa niitä turpaa. Vittu. Vittu käsittämätön leffa. Siis oikeesti, mä nautin todella paljon.
Todella hurjaa kyytiä. Ei niinku sanoin kuvaamaton. Missä tää tapahtui jossain
Louisianassa ja siis New Orleansissa.
New Orleansissa, joo. Ja siellä suolla on kuvailtu 2,5 viikkoa taisteluita keskellä rämettä ja huhhuh.
Joo, siis tämähän on parhaaseen kasarityyliin tehty, eli niin kuin veripussi tai patruunapanosjuttuja ja sitten myös kaikki stuntit sun muut, kaikki on tehty oikeesti. Ja niin kuin tossa lopun Q&A-tilaisuudessa niin just sitten sanottiinkin näin, että sen takia, että on kestänyt aikaa niin hyvin, että koska se on tehty fyysisesti kaikki. Ja siis olihan esimerkiksi just tässä palavassa talossa oleva, siis siinä oli ihan makeita juttuja kyllä. Niin
oli. Just tyyli palavat rappuset, jotka sortuu ja siellä hypätään niistä sit tasan teille. Ja
just niinku viime hetken pelastus.
Kyllä niinku
Ainoa vaan, että siis tykkäsin paljon leffasta, mutta se loppu, siis kun ollaan siellä suolla, niin sit siinä vaiheessa se meni vähän siihen, että no niin, nyt meillä on nämä 4 pahista, kaikki pitää voittaa ja kaikista tulee sellainen lopputappelu ikään kuin, niin se oli mun mielestä vähän silleen, että tavallaan siinä on, siellä suolla tapahtuu 3 semmoista isoa lopputappelua. Se olisi riittänyt, että siinä olisi ollut pari semmoista, tiukkaa tilannetta, vähän enemmän mielikuvitusta ja silleen että millä tavalla siitä selvitään ja sitten viimeinen semmonen iso hand-to-hand fightti.
Joo, oikeastaan se viimeinen fightti oli aika mahtava, koska se pääpahis vastustaja ei osaa tapella yhtään. Sieltä tulee sellaisia ihan uskomattomia huitasuita.
Joo, ja se ilmeet oli parhaita. Nyt mä nautin siitä. Se ylinäyttely, over the top näyttelyä, to the max. Siis oikeesti, että jos joku on sitä mieltä, että Vernon Wells kommandossa vetää Benettinä överiksi, niin you don't know Jack, oikeesti.
Tässä oli vähän Bennett 2.
Joo, Niin on myös, tässä oli toki Benet 2. Ja itse asiassa mun on kyllä pakko sanoa, että kun mä katsoin tätä elokuvaa, niin mä aloin miettimään, mulle tuli siis oikeasti tämmönen fiilis, niin kuin, jos olisi G.I. Joesta tehty kasarilla leffa, niin ketä niinku, siis tästä leffasta olisi saanut monta hyvää niinku näyttelijää siihen.
Tuo loppuhali, että se jäi selkeästi, niinku, että jatkoa on luvassa, mutta mä en tiedä tuliko sitä ikinä.
Ilmeisesti ei.
Mutta mä olisin halunnut nähdä kyllä Avenging Force 2.
Joo, ehdottomasti kyllä. Huhhuh. Aikamoinen elämys. Suosittelen kyllä kaikille, että tsekkaa tätä leffaa.
Kyllä.
Hei, nyt mun täytyy juosta tsekkaamaan The Unthinkableia. Näytös alkaa ihan muutaman minuutin kuluttua, mutta lyön tähän loppuun vielä niin toi Q&A, niin näette vähän, että mitä ohjaajalla oli sanottavaa ja mitä yleisölle kysyttävää. Ensi kertaan. Moi.
Please welcome on stage the director of Avenging Force, Mr. Sam Firstenberg.
Good music! Wow, the music was good!
So, action in a bio with white supremacy on top. How this package came together?
First of all, let me say I didn't see it for a long time, and with the changes in America in the last 2 years, this movie is so relevant that I don't believe it. I really don't believe that. When we made the movie, the white supremacy was a little business in the south of America, and nowadays, even in California, it's amazing that the movie 35 years old almost predicted what will happen today. Unbelievable. This movie happened, I mentioned before, it was written by James Booth. James Booth is the character at the end of the movie that talks with Michael Dudikoff. He's a British actor of the movie Zulu, famous British actor. And he wrote the script. We did not change one word, really. This is the script, the way it was given to me. And it happened just before, as I mentioned before, because Chuck Norris didn't want to do it. And I don't want to say that Chuck Norris is white supremacy or anything like this, but you can see that how he will not do a movie like this. Chuck Norris will not be involved in a movie like this. Because he has to be always the savior of America. And so we took the script, we got the script, and we went down to New Orleans, and we did the movie. It was not a cheap movie for a company. At that time, when we started with those movies, we made small budget movies, American Ninja, 2.5, 3 million. This was, I think, more than $6 million in the budget, and 9 weeks in shooting in New Orleans. So it was, of course, over budget and over schedule, and it was much longer. We had to take out some scenes because the movie was long, and that's how it happened. Once I got involved, once I got the script, once I got involved, I got more and more and more into this. I really got involved and enthusiastic about this movie because I liked it, and I liked the physicality of it and the story behind it. It was a tight story.
It seems like Chuck Norris keeps turning down roles in your films, because we all know it happened with American Ninja as well, and then Michael Dudikoff comes in and saves the job.
Well, Chuck Norris did better than Mike Dudikoff. Don't worry about Chuck Norris. After all the movies that he did for Canon, the series of Invasion USA and Missing in Action, then he did his television show for 4 or 5 years. I think he's a millionaire today from all of this together. So we should not worry about him. But he was clever. He was choosing his script very, very carefully to preserve the persona of Chuck Norris. He didn't want to just do anything. He wanted to do a movie that in the movie he is Chuck Norris. And so was the television show, Walker. It's Chuck Norris, it's nothing else. It's not a character. So we just walked in and we did it. But it could have been also not rejected by Chuck Norris and got to us. So he's doing very well, Chuck Norris.
There is a lot of on-location shooting, which adds the physical feel of the action, tops that even. Tell us about the shoot, and especially the scene with Mardi Gras. I understand you have quite a big crowd, and it's a very impressive part of the film.
The script, when I got the script, it was written for New Orleans. And New Orleans is not a cheap place to shoot movies. They have a very strong unions in Louisiana, in New Orleans. So everything has to be by the rules of the unions. I guess when it was Chuck Norris, I was not involved. The company didn't care how much money it will cost. It was Chuck Norris. But when we got the script, the first thing they were trying to convince me is to forget the New Orleans business, the Louisiana, and they asked me, go and move it to another place, find another place. But I knew, the script was so rooted in the idea of New Orleans, the Mardi Gras, the bayous at the end scene, and I was fighting and arguing in the company and again with Menachem Golan, a character that you probably heard about, was the head of Canon Film at the time. I was lucky that at the time they started to make movies with Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson, bigger movies. So eventually they told me, okay, screw you, guys, take your movie to New Orleans. They didn't know I would be way over budget and way over schedule over there. But really, this was it's really part of the movie, part of the way we looked at it. Now we were lucky, the minute we went to New Orleans, we were far away from the company. The company was in Los Angeles. And we started to do things without reporting to them, like putting together the Mardi Gras. The scene in the Mardi Gras, 3,000 extras, crowd and people. And just to put it together is so complicated. We are not a studio. We are not a big studio movie with millions and millions of dollars. So whoever, the art department, assembled this procession, and it's one take. You cannot ask them to go reverse. They come down the street one time with the trumpets and with the bands and with the platforms. I could stop it. There was a way to stop them, but not to turn them back. They have to go in one take. We had 9 cameras on the balconies and on the floor, and of course it took them more than one day. But the beginning is the day number 1. The day number 2, we had smaller, of course we didn't have the 3,000 people in day number 2, we had smaller crowd, and that's where we start with the action, when the assassins are starting to shoot at Steve, and the fight in the street, of course. You felt that there were less extras, of course, also the idea that the crowd ran away after the... but the massive work was done in the first day. Second day, we had maybe 600 extras, 500 extras in the streets and the surrounding. We shot the end when Michael Dudikoff comes at the end and he's looking around and there's still a lot of people. And the rest we work with but we spent there, including the climbing to the roof and the roof sequence and coming out later and with the ambulance. All of this was done in one street that they gave us. And by the way, the streets of New Orleans they are keeping it very, very careful, because this is the main source of income for the tourism. So fire department, he had a lot of fire engines and firefighters just to make sure all the buildings are wood and they're antique buildings. So we were very careful, and the city was very careful. But we were lucky that New Orleans is the most corrupt city in America. So money can buy anything that they want in New Orleans. There was a movie about it, The Big Easy, about this subject.
Questions in the audience? Please raise your hand if you want to ask something. Please.
I have a question about the costume design. How do you end up with the masks that were used in the hunting season?
The costume designs and the masks for the hunting for the group, for the Batnengal. Many times in the script, you get the script, especially when it comes to action, the writers are not describing action exactly, and later it comes out to us, the crew, the stunt people, the same thing with the mask. It was in the script that they have masks. They didn't have, it was not specified in the script. We had a very good art director, designer, Marsha. She built the village. When Michael comes out of the water and there is this little Cajun party, she built this whole village was built on a little island inside the swamp, inside the bayous. Tremendous job. And the burning house is a set. It's especially, there were 2 houses. One that does not burn from special material, that does not burn, and fire can just on and off, on and off. And there was another set similar that we burned at the end. that you saw. So the masks were the ideas, the common idea of the costume design person and the art director and myself talking about it. They showed me a few things, and you know, we just chose the whatever we found that was evil looking.
Time for one more question. Gentleman in the middle.
Yeah. Is the reckless firearms handling a conscious decision, or is it just something the extras do or the actors do? I mean, not using the sights and firing from the hip. Is it a genre thing, or?
In which scene? In which scene?
For example, on in the shore with the is it an oil platform or ships, and the bad guys.
The shipyard, yeah.
Yes, and the bad guys are firing from the hip, and if they had just lifted the gun a little bit.
Okay, you're bringing. There is a question here about ridiculousness in action movies. It's not only this movie, in every movie. Listen, in the most expensive movies, in James Bond, when you come to create, when you have one character, one hero, and you want to make fights exciting. So of course, fighting one-on-one, you finish in 20 seconds, it's over. So you come up with ideas in action. He's going to fight 8 people, he's going to fight 5 people, 8. Now, of course, and sometimes guns. So of course, naturally, if 8 people jump on one guy, they will finish him in 1 second. In reality. But this is not reality. We're making movies. we are creating a secondary reality, and not the reality of the theater, that you are sitting here and you say, so we want to prolong the fight. So even if he fights with whatever 8 or 12 people in the shipyard, you know, Steve and Michael together, one of the easiest way for the creators of the fight, will it be myself or the fight choreographer, is to split the people. That's the easy solution. The minute you split them, so they cannot, 12 of them cannot jump on the hero and kill him right away. So now we can start to build excitement, and this guy is climbing to the crane, and the other guy going down, and our heroes are taking care of them one by one. And even when sometimes the 3 of them are around him, so they're always tricky. He's kicking one to the floor and the other one falls. By the time this one falls, this one comes up to him. So it's all a matter of little dance. It's a little ballet. It's a little building it in a way that it doesn't look too ridiculous, but it's a little bit believable, and you split it to 1 by 1, even if the group is 4. So this is a little trick to just prolong the fight, to make it more exciting. Because after all, why are we sitting in the seat? To have excitement, to have some fun, to have entertainment. And if they kill him in 5 seconds, where's the entertainment? Right? So this is a trick of action, and you will see it in every action movies, the most expensive action movies. Matt Damon is fighting in his series of movies. It's always the same thing. You will have 6, 7 people against him. He takes care of one at a time.
Yes.
So,
I understand the concept, but just the particular of not using the sights. I mean, the guys can still miss, but just.
It's the love of the movies from the days of the westerns. When the bad guys are shooting, they always miss. When the good guys shooting, he never miss. Boom, one he kills. So this is historically goes back to the westerns and maybe before.
And we'll see more of that tomorrow with American Ninja, part 1 and 2. There still should be tickets available, so
please come and enjoy, because there are kind of there are the 2 sides of this movie. We made American Ninja in 1 before we made this movie, and after this movie we made American Ninja number 2, because nobody knew that American Ninja is going to be such a success. American Ninja is much bigger success than this movie, much bigger. And nobody knew, so they gave us this movie. And while we were shooting this movie, American Ninja came out, and it was a big success. And only then we learned, including the actors, Michael and Steve, what is happening with this phenomena of American Ninja while we were shooting this. And I will just add, I know we have to leave and to go other movie. The final scene, the 17 minutes in the water with the rain, took us 2.5 weeks. I think 2.5 weeks, all the time in the water, you know, from morning to night. And the rain, sometimes it was natural rain, sometimes we had a machine that created the rain because we didn't want to stop the rain. And it was really physical. It's not swim, it's not pools, it's really in the bayous, including there were crocodiles in the water, snakes in the water, and it was really tough. And you saw when Michael falls to the water, it's really Michael, he falls to the water, and the other four stuntmen and the actor and the doubles. So it was really, you can feel it. And I would say if a movie like this was done today, they will build some nice little pool in the studio and build it with a blue screen behind that you will feel. But this was physically done there, and we were there for 2.5 weeks inside the water, all of us up to here. So just to appreciate this fight.
That's the reason why it has lasted time, and that's the reason why we are all still here watching it and enjoying it so long after it was made. Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure.